谢谢。各位亲爱的榜儿东选民，各位来自新加坡各区的工人党支持者，大家晚上好。在2011年的大选中，选民很明确地表达了他们希望在新加坡的政治上有改革。人民行动党得到了独立以来最低的票数。在去年的后港补选里，选民又再一次拒绝了人民行动党。人民行动党现在开始害怕了，所以他们想跟你们交谈，想和你进行全国对话。英文有一句话说 Action speaks louder than words， 行动比语言更有说服力。你们现在就有机会向他们传达一个更强烈的信号。1月26号就是榜儿东选民的机会了，只有这样，他们才会真正的听你们的心声，才会真正的想办法去了解人民的辛苦。我入党已经2年了，在这2年里，我有机会与党员李丽莲一起工作，她充满了活力，在党的各种活动，她时常作为主持人，讲话非常有自信。大选过后，丽莲成为了永诺市区 Pritam Singh 议员的国会助理，他主持基层活动，安排见面会，帮助解决居民的问题，又同时当工人党青年团的主席。此外，他还有一份要求很高的全职工作，我称他为 Energizer， 因为他就像 Energizer 电池一样浑身是劲。从他认真办事中可以看得出，他是有一颗为人民的心。我相信丽莲会成为一位好议员。1月26日，你们要继续传达政治改革的讯息，请支持工人党，请投李丽莲一票。谢谢。Good evening, dear voters of Punggol East. Good evening, dear supporters of the Workers' Party. Rain or shine, muddy or dry field, you're all here to support. Thank you very much. On Sunday, Education Minister Heng Swee Keat told you to vote the PAP so that the WP will work harder. The Education Minister has got it all wrong. Which party is in government and has created the policies that are hurting you? The PAP, that's right. The PAP needs to work harder to improve on their policies and to improve on your lives. Mr. Heng has forgotten that whether they win or lose, the PAP's candidate will still be the grassroots advisor. He has forgotten that the losing PAP candidate will still get access to community facilities to continue to do his party's work. This will not be given to the Workers' Party if we lose. Mr. Heng has also forgotten that the Elections Department reports to the Prime Minister, which is his party Secretary General. The PAP can do wonderful magic. They can tear up a constituency. They can move it around. They can make a constituency just disappear before a general elections. Only only when you vote for an opposition in can you vote one and get one free. Because the PAP will work doubly hard to treasure you and to make sure they try to win you back. And only when you vote an opposition in can you ensure that Punggol East will stay as its own constituency. Now, Dr. Koh, the candidate of the PAP, has said that he wanted to have more childcare facilities here. Now, okay, he's right that there should be more childcare centres here. However, Dr. Koh will have to contend with PAP's policy that is flawed. Childcare services has certainly become important. Over the past 8 years, there are more working parents. The number of children enrolled in child and infant care centres has doubled to 76,000 today. Childcare fees has also gone up. Over the same 8 years period, the average fees have shot up by around 50%. Many centres, especially those in new towns like Punggol East, are full. You sometimes have to wait more than a year to enroll your child in a centre that is more reasonably affordable. This is an issue that affects all Singaporeans. Last week, the Prime Minister said that the opposition has not presented any alternative in Parliament. Well, I remember presenting an alternative childcare policy in September as an adjournment motion. I also remember that the government has yet to answer many of the questions that I have raised on this matter. Let me elaborate. In 2009, the government came up with the Anchor Childcare Operator Scheme. Conditions were set such that many of the long-established and reputable operators in the childcare industry did not manage to qualify. Only the PAP Community Foundation, or PCF, and NTUC My First School became anchor operators. The government said that the grants given to the anchor operators will be $30 million every year. Anchor operators have opened over 132 new void deck sites in the 3 years since the scheme has started. In the same period, only a few HDB sites were available for bidding by private and non-profit operators. From Parliament answers, I calculated that the anchor operators received grants averaging $600,000 for every new centre. Their centres in HDB void decks pay rents 10 to 20 times lower than what is paid by private operators in similar void decks, based on results from recent tenders. Because there are so few HDB sites that are available to non-anchor operators, rents have been bidded sky high, causing fees to rise rapidly. In fact, the void deck childcare with the highest rent in Singapore is here in Punggol. The stated purpose of the anchor operators is to provide affordable, accessible, and high-quality childcare. But all these are not happening with PAP's policy. The fees charged by our two anchor operators are in some instances higher than those charged by some private and non-profit centres that do not get such generous grants or have to pay more in rent. In other words, the two anchor operators are protected from competition. They do not need to work as hard as they should to make fees as low as they could. In the Lian Foundation survey last year, there are more parents happier with the services of any other categories of centres compared to that of PCF and NTUC. So, despite huge grants given only to PCF and NTUC, satisfaction of their customers is lower than others. In 2010, the government started Spark accreditation to raise the quality of preschools. Okay, Their aim is to have 85% of all centers to be spark tested by 2013, which is this year. Guess what? Only 12% of the centers operated by anchors have met the spark criteria as of last year when I questioned the minister in Parliament. The anchors are so far off the government's target, yet they continue to receive huge grants. After studying this data, I presented an alternative proposal in Parliament. It is to make childcare as a public good, with active competition by all. This includes the government making all sites operating on government spaces to be at low managed fees, and the government to be able to directly regulate fees of centres that benefit from grants and subsidised rents. This can be done because the majority of all childcare centres operate on government-owned sites. Right now, the government is toothless to control fees. It gives out a lot of money, but it cannot stop fees from rising. It can only advise operators to give 3 months' notice before increasing fees. Rather than rely on just 2 anchor operators, the government should open up for competition to all operators based on a more reasonable set of anchor qualifying criteria, and to push these operators to do more, to improve quality and to tightly regulate their fees. With this alternative model, competition will keep the operators on their toes. They will need to be innovative and affordable. This will benefit all of you. So, the solution is not for Dr. Koh to ask for a new center here and a new center there. I want you to think, if it was so easy for Dr. Koh to achieve this, why is this a nationwide problem? Why couldn't a previous MP do this for you? This is because the PAP's childcare policy itself is in need of fixing, just as there are many PAP policies that need fixing. The Workers' Party has spoken out in Parliament on this. And the Workers' Party will continue to push the government when we find policies that need fixing. Vote Lee Lian into Parliament. She will be a good and hardworking MP for you. She will be your voice in Parliament. Come 26th of January, vote the Workers' Party. Vote for Lee Lian. Thank you.